Good Super Bowl Sunday, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Booth. Joe Bear in the house, and as always, I want to thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Booth Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business. Let's wake up the football gods. Wake up there, guys. Everything that started from the beginning of the league year, free agency, the combine. Actually, the combine starts before free agency. The draft, the cuts, the OTAs, speculation, all the talk shows, training camp, preseason, all the games, the playoffs. Every single thing comes down to today. Today. The season ends in about 14 hours from now. That's sad. The talk won't stop because the good news is there's still, because this is February, tomorrow's already the 14th. There's 2 weeks left to February. The first week in February, we have the combine. So it's less than 3 weeks. Come the 16th, the beginning of the third week of March, we have the league year starts. That's free agency. And, of course, there's legal tampering 3 days before that. So we are, in essence, from today, the 13th of February, 1 month away from legal tampering of free agency. And there's so much work that has to be done for the Cowboys. We've talked about Amari Cooper, if he's going to stay, DeMarcus Lawrence, if he's going to stay or go. What are we going to do on the offensive line? Is Dak the guy? Zeke Elliott, coaching staff. There is not enough time to get this shit together to be where the Rams and the Bengals are right now. So much that's to be packed in. And I wasn't actually planning on today talking about the Dallas Cowboys because this is the Rams and Cincinnati's day. And shout out to both of those teams for making it this far, being where 30 teams wish they were. But every time you're out, you seem to get drawn back in. Before I get to Sean Payton, things change at the end of the year. The team that you are today is not going to be the team that you're going to be next year. When you're good, you lose players, you lose coaches, and it's no longer the same. For the Rams, we heard Sean McVay yesterday on the fence on whether or not he's coming back. He says he's coming back now. He's going to be back for 2022. I guess the wedding got put off again for another year. But he's going to lose his offensive coordinator, Kevin O'Connell, who'll become the head coach of Minnesota Vikings, and he'll probably take, a couple of the coaches with him. We believe he's going to take his tight end and passing coordinator, Wes Phillips, with him, and who knows who else may go with them. Also, another big meeting will be Eric Bieniemy, who is at the end of his deal with Kansas City. He did interview, of course, for a couple of jobs, and as usual, never seems to get them. And he's uncertain about his future, of course, with Kansas City. Although I think Andy Reid definitely is going to need him because, again, they've been successful. Their quarterback's coach has gone to the Giants to be the offensive coordinator. And so then, that leaves Andy Reid shorthanded, and he don't want to lose Eric Bieniemy, but still, nothing's guaranteed. Eric Bieniemy is also being looked at for college coaching jobs as well. So he could take a year off. He could go ahead and say, I'm going to go to college and do some different things. We just don't know. And, of course, Sean Payton. Yesterday, Sean Payton, we had heard that, maybe he needs to call Mike McCarthy to reassure him about his job. I don't know if me and my wife are together, if an ex-boyfriend of hers were to call me and say, you don't have to worry about keeping Tracy, even though, you kind of diss one of my friends. I don't know that that's going to be great to make me feel comfortable all of a sudden, because my first thing is going to be, why the hell is your ex calling me? So, Rich Eisen show. I love Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen is getting the great interviews. And Rich Eisen, opposed to some of the other shows where it's let's just yell over each other, is actually having real conversations. And so here's Sean Payton here this morning. Now, I will say we're going to be doing a Super Bowl show. We're going to have a Super Bowl party here. In fact, I've got some work to do, get everything cleaned up and ready for the game. Have a few people over. I think Clarence will be here, E2, Bulu, DMV, David Wiley, and maybe Daniel Hernandez. And we're just going to come through. We're going to enjoy the day, watch the football, have some fun, because that's what football's all about. Yeah, it sucks our Cowboys aren't in there, but, it's still football. And this is the last game until USFL kicks off. But let's get to it. Let's listen to Sean Payton. And it's interesting when he talks about kindling.
Your right shoulder is a diehard Cowboy fan who's been literally staring at you, Coach, this entire time. Honestly, just it's making me uncomfortable, TJ.
I'm really into this interview.
Honestly, I don't know if we needed some sort of restraining order. It's a good thing you've got that velvet rope between you and Sean Payton. And you hear all these rumors, I'm sure, quite a bit.
On the very end of it, the last week, we took out kind of a neat front page ad thanking the city. Yes. It was just a picture.
It was awesome.
Then there was a little Mardi Gras in there. It's been a great ride. We'll see you on the neutral ground. And most people wouldn't know that that's like the median. Or when you ride in a Mardi Gras parade, you'll tell somebody, I'm going to be on the neutral ground side of the float, which would be towards the inner part of the street, or I'm going to be on the sidewalk or passenger side. Mm-hmm. So see you on the neutral ground. And then it's fun. You read the responses, and it was kind of, appropriate. And there's one guy down there says, Coach, that's all good. But if you end up in Dallas, this will be kindling for our fire in the evenings. So there's been that, not love-hate, but that fear, because I worked in Dallas for 3 years prior to coming to New Orleans.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't until 10, 11 years where it kind of went away. Like, when are you going back there? Or you're not going back there. But no, listen, I appreciate you. And I kind of felt this same, heat also.
Okay.
A little bit. I kind of
felt it over your right shoulder.
Just a little.
By the way, I had no idea. Could you tell me who sent that kindling tweet? Because I had no idea Jerry Jones had a burner account. Hey. I got to check that out. I had no idea. What is it? At love you, Sean, on Twitter. So what about coaching again? When do you think you might get that itch? What do you think about that?
It certainly doesn't feel like retirement. It's just really a change. I'd like to see. How well I can do with this, because I think if I can do well at this, I'll live longer.
The TV thing?
Yeah, then coaching. There's a grind to the coaching.
There's a grind to the coaching, but I've seen so many coaches go from your position to television. It never leaves you, man. It never leaves you. Yeah. I see Mariucci on the sidelines. He's got his hands on his hips, and he'll go right up to the ref and hit him right on the hip. His hands on his knees, and go right. What are you seeing out there? And it's just like, I'm like, Mooch, you don't have a challenge flag in your pocket to throw. You know what I'm saying? But
I felt that when we had a game this year against Tampa where I had COVID, and so I was home watching, and you're throwing stuff at the TV screen and yelling at Dennis or yelling at whoever.
It'll never leave you.
Yeah, I can see that. But I think that in order to do something really well, that you want to dive all into it, and I'm anxious to do that relative to television.
Okay, and we'll see how it goes from there. And are you going to be like one president to the other, leaving a note for Dennis Allen in the office? You're going to leave like one president does after leaving office, leaves a note behind?
I cleaned it real good. Here's what my gift to him.
Yes.
Is it's got a nice bathroom in it, and it's a new office that was built a few years ago, and the shower has, let's say, a normal shower pressure.
Yes.
And I'd met a guy that had gotten me this unique shower head like you see on Seinfeld. My gift to him is
water pressure.
He's going to be blown away. I'm telling you, he is going to be like the best thing he's going to in his first day. If someone really said, "What was the biggest thing that you felt like your first day was like at the office?" He's going to say the water pressure. Like the head coach had better water pressure than everyone else in the building.
Because you're the head coach. You know how to do it. I love it. Hey,
Wow. Okay, so here's my thoughts. Listening to that, he talks about how, being in the booth will maybe make him live longer because of not having the pressure, which probably is a very true statement because you are in a pressure cooker, and I don't think there would be any bigger pressure cooker than being in the Dallas Cowboys. The way, am I crazy? The way he talked about, the middle ground of the float and stuff, and then somebody, if you go back to Dallas, this is going to be kindling. You just keep feeling like, to me, and I may be crazy, that he really does want to be in Dallas. He keeps referencing, when are you going back to Dallas? When are you going back to Dallas? They kind of died down after about, 10, 11 years. That died down. The people were asking that. But you've not heard him say, I will never coach for the Dallas Cowboys. You've not heard him say that. You've not heard him say, this is all cute and everything, but I have no desire to coach the Dallas Cowboys. I ain't heard that. And if the Washington fans could go crazy about Russell Wilson saying a year ago that, I wouldn't mind going to Washington and blow up and dream about having Russell Wilson, even though he said, I'm staying where I'm at. I don't know how it would be a hard reach for Cowboy fans and myself to kind of look at what Sean Payton and reading the body language and, already thinking about, missing coaching. You're saying you're missing coaching. You're saying, I'm going to call Mike McCarthy and tell him, and try and reassure him. You're not reassuring us, at least through the media, that you have no desire whatsoever. You say, I'm going to the booth, but, we've seen guys go to the booth and come back out. So the Sean Payton to the Cowboys, it'll be a year. It'll be a year. But right now, they say that Carolina's coach is on the hot seat. That seat ain't nothing compared to the seat that Mike McCarthy's on right now. So we're going to keep it short this morning. We're going to probably start our live stream out early today. Maybe I might start about like 3:30, 4 o'clock, because we're going to be up in the kitchen doing some stuff with David Wiley and getting cooked up and ready for the game. And, I'll have the cameras and stuff on just so we can get an atmosphere of what's going on. We'll have all kinds of conversations with E2 Blue and DMV. We're going to have fun tonight. That's what we're going to do. We just going to have fun tonight watching the game. I hope you guys join in. Tonight, we're going to give away one of the Joe Boo Butcher Blocks. They're nice. Oh, my God. They are nice. We're going to be giving one of those away today, as well as the Tom Landry, Roger Staubach cutout that we did. So tune in tonight. We'll see you here, and we're going to have a ball. So as always, I want to say, our folks here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is